All right, God bless you. All right, DeAndre, you ready to get started?
All right. I'm gonna have to write some of these in there. Go. Okay. Good evening, everybody. DeAndre definitely at it. Problem definitely me.
Hey,
First and
DeAndre.
foremost, I always want to give thanks to God for the days afforded us all. I was sitting here trying to figure out how we could tie all this together, overcoming relapse he has, and I have the re right here. The re is the acronym to revisit, rebuild, restructure, recalibrate, refine, reborn, regain, respect, reteach, reset. And at the top of there, I got relapse. All of these are elements that, for me, I had to implement into my process. I had to add to my process. We created this on our trip going to Washington, D.C. Derek had a spiritual speaking, and he asked me, "Yo, man, I just had an idea about re." He said, "How can we formulate this re?" And this re was put together on a bus trip to Washington D.C. How we could just come together with re and how it could connect into our process. And how we connected it into our process was we came up with the revisit. In this process, we have to sometimes go back to the beginning to start all over again. And in this process, it's called come back again. That was the revisit. The rebuild was to repair the damaged mind that was torn up during our active addiction in the process of addiction. And sometimes not sometimes, it takes a while for some of these receptors in our mind in our brain to rebuild themselves. So we definitely have to get nourishment. We have to do healthy things in our life so that we can continue to rebuild that damaged mind. The restructure was the foundation. We had to work on, which I have to work on putting things into our foundation to help strengthen our foundation. I always talk about that epoxy, that liquid stuff that they pour into the epoxy that gives it strength. It's the same thing in our process. We have to continue to apply education. We got to implement in healthy coping skills, um, healthy healthy relationships. All of that is to help structure our foundation. The next one we came up with was to recalibrate. Recalibrate is to make an adjustment, to adjust some of the things, meaning I had to make some adjustments to my process. I got 14 months and 6 days today. I'm truly grateful. I had to do some calibrating. That means I had to make some adjustments. I had to remove some things. I had to add some things and take away some things. The refine. Refine came with removing those impurities, unwanted elements in our life, meaning uh, toxic people, behaviors, um, people, places, and things. Can't go around the old people that we used to hang out with. That had to be removed. So those, even family members that were actively using, all that had to be refined. That was the refined. And once we got refined and we don't revisit, we don't rebuild, we don't restructure, we don't recalibrate, and we don't refine. Now here comes the reborn. There comes the spiritual change that has to take place. A God of your understanding, a higher power that you speaks to. And with that spiritual change comes regain. Regain is to regain some of the things that we lost, not the material things. Maybe some of the things that have some substance behind, like our family, our children, um, getting getting them back in our lives was a big part of the regain. And once I regained, I could get the respect that I need. And the respect is the respect for myself and for others in this process, which is a day-to-day operation. And the one that people struggle with the most is the reteach, being retaught again how to live, how to be productive in our society, in our communities, helping people that are struggling just like me, um, giving back, being retaught, um, and the reset. The reset is like rebooting, like we do with our phones. We reboot our phones to like kind of erase some of the stuff, that toxins that are going on in there with the phone, some of those little viruses that jump in the phone, and sometimes we have to restart the phone, reboot the phone, so that it can get back to its natural usage. Um, with all of these reads, the revisit, the rebuild, the restructure, the recalibrate, the refine, the reborn, the regain, the respect, the reteach, and the reset. I have to do these daily. These things are done daily. They're a part of my ritual. I I definitely had to add these to my day to day, because day to day I have to do day to day inventory of myself. How did I talk to that person today? How did I treat that person today? How did I allow that person to treat me today? I had to seek out boundaries amidst of all of this with the reads. The boundaries are important because with the boundaries, it allows me to see just how far I can go and how far I allow other people to go. Knowing that my recovery comes first in this process. I do not let any of my, I do not let my recovery get compromised. If I'm with someone, I let them know immediately that, yo, I can, no, we can't do this or we can't do that. My no has to be no, because if it's not, then it can be compromised. It can definitely get compromised. My no could get compromised, and the next thing you know, I'll be saying maybe, and then the maybe will go to a yes, and that's where the problem comes in at. I don't allow myself to get that far ahead, because when you say no, no is a complete sentence. Once you say no and that person doesn't accept it, then you have to leave that person where they're at and you have to move on. Especially when we know better. When you know better, you do better. For me, um, my challenge was going to my wife's birthday party this weekend. Had a nice party for her. She's a recovering person, but she's got family members who are not recovering people. And because she wanted to make sure all the family that she loved were there, they brought drinks with them. They were in there having a good time. I was also there. I did not feel that the desire to drink while they were there drinking. It didn't hit me till this morning that, Blue, you could have had a drink. And when that thought hit me, I immediately talked to my group, my circle, my network. I talked to my mentor. He's standing right here about it. He asked me certain questions and I answered them. I didn't feel like I needed to share that, but that's where our disease can trap us at. When we hold on to it, we fantasize over it, and then sometimes if we don't get it out, it becomes an obsession. And once it becomes an obsession, then here comes the what we call it, not a resentment, but then it becomes a
Contemplation.
no, not a pre-contemplation. I can't think of the name of it now. Not a resentment, but it becomes
What you mean? What's the question? What you mean? What? If you dwelling on it, what?
yeah, I keep dwelling on it.
Okay.
Then it won't become a resentment, but I'll start to, what's the thing when they do when you get a hotel?
Reservation.
It'll be a reservation.
There
See,
you
I
go.
couldn't think of it. Yeah. Then it'll become a reservation, and once it becomes a reservation, then I become locked and loaded.
Uh-huh.
Then I'll pull the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't gonna allow that to happen,
Mm-hmm.
because I know if I talk about what I'm suffering with, then it'll go away. This is the only disease that you can talk away,
Mm-hmm.
with the right people around. I'm grateful that these reads are in my life. I'm grateful for my relapse, because my relapse showed me where I was weak at, things I needed to work on in my life. So with that being said, I greatly appreciate my relapse. I embrace it and I use it in my day to day, because there's always going to be something happening in 24 hours. Somebody's going to be doing something that might, offend me or trouble me or bother me. That's why I have to be able to talk about it. And like I said, if I don't talk about it, if I don't talk about revisiting and rebuilding and restructuring and recalibrating and refining and reborn and regain and respect and reteach and reset, I definitely will relapse, because I haven't implemented any of these things. I haven't done any changes, and I'll be the same old person I was before. That's all I got. Thanks for allowing me to share that.
Thank you for sharing. All right. Thank God for last night's rest this morning. Rise. Thank God for His grace and His mercy. Stay up here.
Well, I know I'm bringing my paper.
Grace is always giving me what I don't deserve, and mercy is not giving me what I do deserve. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. How everybody doing?
All right.
All right. I've been on drugs for what? 20 years. That's 7,300 days using drugs. I've been clean for 17 years, and that's 5,205 days clean. Praise God.
Right.
So I got more days dying than I got what? Living. But all we got is what? Today. I relapsed 8 times, right? And I like my buddy Kyle, good man. All right, I appreciate Kyle and brother Tyrone. All right, good. It's good to see people who really care about people, cause that's just far in between. When people really sincerely care, man, we gotta hold on to people like that, all right, and pray they don't leave. We just don't stay today. But anyway, but people got lots of things going on, right? One thing about me, when I relapsed, I understood that I wasn't ready, because I was still married to the idea that I loved the feeling. How alcohol made me feel, how weed made me feel, and how coke made me feel. So I could never get honest with anybody, especially myself, on I want to divorce the drugs. I don't want to do this no more, right? But I really did. My lips said it so you could get out my face. My lips said I'm done so my mother could stop crying. My lips said it so my father saying, you see, you stop making them death threats. You steal something else, I'm gonna kill your ass. So my lips said it so that, I had unsupervised probation, right? So I lied to everybody. But the first person I lied to was what? Myself. Because that feeling, I was still what? Married to. But it took me going through 8 attempts trying to get it right, that every time I relapsed, it was a blessing in disguise. See, when I first relapsed, I did not know that it was what? Spiritual. All I knew is stop using, then you'll be okay. That's a lie. You know what I'm talking about? It's more than that. And I think Larry was talking about that too, like he was talking about at the beginning that, the first thing is abstinence. Now work needs to be done. If you don't put no work in, and guess what? It's never a relapse. You on pause. Relapse means I had a program. I started working the program. I stopped working the program. Then I what? Relapse. But if I haven't implemented nothing like he talked about to change the way I think and the way I talk and the way I walk, I'm just on pause. You remember VCRs? When we pause it, go get a soda or answer the door or get our food and come back, hit what play, and that's how it was. So it was never a relapse. It was always on pause. But when I started to learn information, then it became more intense and more in-depth with my study and taking my life more serious. Overcoming relapse, shame and guilt. Guilt is what? What we did. Shame is what? How we feel. Guilt and shame. Guilt have keys to a self-made prison. And if I don't get the key to unlock me, I stay in a self-made prison called what? Guilt. Very good. Very good. So the only key to set us free is what? Self-forgiveness. He said then what?
Done.
Very good. Guilt is what I did. Shame is how I feel. So how do we overcome guilt and shame? Anybody? How do we overcome guilt and shame so we won't relapse?
We talk about it.
Talk about it and try to make a list of the people you hurt, to try to make them amends, to get your mind set to take care of yourself and what your problems were. Defects of character. Why did I do this? How'd that make me feel? How'd that make that person feel? That's something you gotta look at. You know, like he said, relive, reborn. The new life, it's a new life. You can always look back on what you did or how you acted then or what you did. You learn from that, like you said. Pause. Now you learn from that. Put the shoe on the other foot. Opposite. Humility. Like I earlier said, I'd rather have humility than serenity because humility, that's really harder for me to overcome. Once I get that, then I can feel the serenity of the pleasure that comes from that, what I've learned and what I'm making people right, making things right. And like you said, amends. Overcome that.
That's good. Good food, bro. Good feedback. And Brother Kyle said, owning what we did. Very good. All right. Guilt is what I did. Shame is how I feel. Overcoming what? Relapse. How about disappointments? I built myself up to the point that I was what? Untouchable. Like John Gotti. Then I wound up relapsing, and I accelerated high just to what? Decelerate. And I hit reality hard. I was beyond, bigger than life. I had all the answers. You could come to me. Listen, I wouldn't talk about me, but I'll help you. And listen, and I just set myself up what? That I was the great I am. I am Mr. Recovery. Like you said, I started counseling myself. You know what I'm talking about? So I set myself up for disappointments because I never did nothing to implement something to keep me clean. See, when I relapsed, it helped me start seeing me. What I didn't do, what I need to do, what I've been doing, what I need to do deeper and more serious, right? So relapse was always a blessing for us. So we know what to do and not what to do. But disappointments. A lot of times we disappoint our family members and mothers and fathers. See, we've got family members who bet on our recovery. See, I knew it. See, I told you. Yo, he gonna be in jail next week if somebody don't kill him. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we heard this story before. We see those fake tears before. Yeah, here we go again. Disappointments. And sometimes family members are more dangerous than strangers. Instead of supporting us, they discourage. But how much can they take? You follow me? And we gotta we gotta step outside ourselves and just put ourselves in their shoes. If we had a loved one who was lying to us, stealing from us, how long will we say, you know what? Enough is enough. And we draw that line, so you crossed it for the last time. I'm disappointed in you, but I still love you. All right? Yeah. Overcoming what? Relapse. So we got to overcome the guilt and the shame and the disappointments of using. If we sincere about living. People who don't care, listen, they don't care about none of this. Just give me another beer, give me some more dope, give me some perks, give me some Xannies. Damn it, I don't give a damn. But those who really care, because some people vacillate. They want to get high and they don't want to get high. You follow me? They fighting for their life. They give up on their life. I want to use, but I don't want to use. That person right there is screaming out for what?
Help.
Without a doubt. How we overcome fear? How do we overcome fear? Because some people are what? Afraid they might use again.
For me, it took faith.
What'd you say?
For me, it took faith.
Took faith?
I realized that my fear was taking over my faith, and I needed to flip it the other way around.
Faith is the opposite of fear. Fear and faith cannot be roommates in my life. If faith is in my life, fear will never enter the premises. If fear is here first, then faith don't got a shot. Faith and fear cannot be roommates in our lives. It's either one or the other. But today, I choose to have faith. But sometimes I have my faith in the wrong place. I have faith in scratch-offs. Faith in that 9mm, that Desert Eagle. Faith in that woman, she's going to cook every night. The devil is a liar. So my faith was I had the faith, like he talked about, but my faith was in the what? The wrong place. So now my faith is in what? My higher power. And that right there is the true electricity to keep me what? On fire to live today. All right? Fear. Who fears success?
So we self-sabotage.
Hey, how you doing? All right. Fear success.
So we self-sabotage.
What you mean by that? Self-sabotage. Anybody self-sabotage? Yes. Yes.
Things start to go good
Uh-huh.
because I'm not used to things going good.
Uh-huh.
I immediately shoot myself in the foot.
Mm.
I immediately make a mockery of it because I'd rather do it than see someone else do it to me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Anybody know about that? Success. I think if I had, what is success for us? We had to identify what success. For me, I thought it was cause, because I wanted to be a rapper. On tour, all states, people streaming my name, autographs. You know what I'm talking about? The bank account got like 7 digits in the bank account. Got girls, anything I want, white, Mexicans, Puerto Rican, Jamaican, all type of women. Y'all all getting high.
Everything is good. You want success.
Got more jewelry than Mr. T.
Money, cars,
come on.
women.
But all that was what? Foolishness. Today, success for me is what? Being a better man today than I was what? Yesterday. Because material items come and they go. The richest area of our lives is the internal. And I always ran from me. So today, success for me today, how I see it, is just being a better man today than I was yesterday. Who fear failure. Get on your march, get set, we never go. Because we're afraid of what? To fail.
So we sleep on a mattress called mediocrity. We play it safe.
Play it safe. Right. I don't expand. I don't like to be stretched. I don't like to be challenged. Leave this is not no goddamn CNN news. What's up with all the goddamn questions and 21 Jump Street and all this? Mind your damn business. All right? Just leave me alone. Let me be. But if I care, I'm going to let you be. But listen, because people who love us tell us what we need to hear. People don't give a damn about us. Tell us what our itchy ears want to hear. Fear of what? Failure. How do you see failure? Is a failure or learning?
Learning.
Very good. Very good. So we can start wiping our tears because that relapse was what? A blessing in disguise. So I no longer fear me what? Facing the potential of a potential relapse. I know because I'm moving in faith that I could go to point A to B, come back clean. That's faith. All right? But I got to watch the people and the places and the things. Because in Derek McKnight, I get high. But in God, I can stay clean. If I'm obedient to my higher power. If I expose those feelings. Because we get emotions. We watch the football game, commercials, preseason about to start and all that. Bring commercials in between all of that. Baseball, same thing. And if you are a deep alcoholic and you just see commercials, it might take you back to what?
The Matrix.
Now. So we got to learn how to. So the lady told us today that somebody else told her. She said, I heard about coping skills. He said, I want to have conquering skills. Anybody hear that?
What skills?
Conquering. To conquer. Coping means I'm coping with, like if I can't swim, right? So I'm a cope to not drown. I'm coping, right? Just to hold on, but to conquer my fears, conquer guilt, conquer shame, conquer disappointments. That's a greater level. You follow me? Coping, I'm not knocking coping. Coping is beautiful. But once we cope, we got to learn to conquer. When we conquer, we will never face it again. But guess what? We're gonna be buried imperfect. Is that true?
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna die imperfect.
Yep.
But we gotta work on them fears. Fear failure, so I don't try. Fear success, so I self-sabotage. How about rejection?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why y'all keep
coming? Rejected, man. Like you're not part of something. So what am I going to do if everybody tells me I'm a rejection or I'm an asshole? The more you hear that, it's like somebody saying to you, you're stupid every day.
Yeah.
And you're going to start believing it. You start believing you're rejected from everything and everybody around you. Become tired, lonely. Tired of hearing it, lonely, angry. And what you going to do? What we know. Go back to what we know. Nobody bothered me. I was at Serenity with my drugs. I'm going to go back to what I do.
That's why it's so important
to faith. Bingo.
Yeah, and it's really important what we tell ourselves. Because people will tell us anything about ourselves to try to do anything to break our spirits, to break us, period. So we definitely have to instill some self-affirmations that keep us strong, that will not allow us to fall into that trap where people say those negative things about, because people are going to talk about us. we're no better than no one else.
Right.
Jesus, they talked about him.
Mm-hmm.
So they definitely will talk about us. So how do we overcome that?
Working the steps and
Work the
program, right?
steps.
Very good.
Faith.
Right. Very
Believe
good.
in what we know.
Uh-huh. Very good. Go fool, y'all. Fear. How about the unfamiliar? So we stay with the familiar. Selling drugs, we know. Boosting,
We know.
We know. dummy bags, we know. Going to jail, we know.
Home Depot, Lowe's, we know.
Yeah, we
Big
know.
toe, bro.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, boosting checks, yo, we know how to die. No
Yeah.
problem.
But this way,
Uh-huh.
education,
Come on.
school,
Uh-huh.
Look at the
better way of
positive.
life,
Positive.
better decision making,
Uh-huh.
church, healthy people,
Mm.
healthy relationships is all that way.
Uh-huh.
But why don't we want to go that way? We
Mm.
prefer to go this way,
Mm-hmm.
back to the familiar.
Right.
There again, it relies on who if the person really wants what they want. You know, they want to go think negative, like you said, reborn, man.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta rethink everything you've done before.
Mm-hmm.
All of this stuff up here
Yeah, everything.
and all this stuff over here takes work.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
when
that's
we
what I
cut
mean.
corners,
You gotta do it and do the work
Right.
to know what you want.
and when we
Right.
cut corners doing these things, we're only selling ourselves short.
Right. You're lying.
Mm-hmm.
Honesty.
Right.
Honesty, open mind, and willingness is what you gotta be.
Okay. So very good, brother. What's your name again?
Doug.
Doug.
Hey, Doug.
Good food, Doug. Guilt and shame. All right. Overcome a relapse. The guilt is what I did. Shame is how I feel. Disappointment because I relapsed. Fear of what? Relapsing again. How about verbally? Who verbally beat themselves up?
Mm.
Verbally beat themselves up when they mess up. Verbally beat myself up
Yeah, I did.
when I mess up. And
I'm
it's
a
hard-
dummy.
Come on.
I did this dumb stuff again.
Uh-huh.
I'm stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Well,
why?
But I know not to do this now or what to do when I do think like that. You learn to take the positive from the negative.
Okay.
Okay. Somebody said something?
I can hear you guys. I let Kyle know.
Go ahead, Juanita. Juanita, did you want to share?
Yeah, thank you, Juanita. I can hear you, but I can't even hear Derek or Kyle. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
You know what,
That
this
would be because I had it on mute, guys. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It rebooted and did something weird. I'm sorry.
All right, everybody all together? Y'all hear us?
Yes, we are.
All right, God bless y'all. I'm Dirk, that's DeAndre. Brother Emmett in the building.
After that long time.
Yeah, good to see you, soldier. How y'all doing?
Damn. I'm doing good, Derek. I wanted to say something. My therapist wanted me to reach out to you, right? Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We can hear you, John. Go ahead.
Alright, yeah. My therapist wanted me to reach out to you. I know like a couple weeks ago, you had came to my girlfriend meeting in Brookhaven, Arena.
Yeah, at the church.
And Mike, I believe.
At the church. Right.
Yeah, the church.
Yeah, the NAB, right.
Yeah, and I was there, and I fuck with your story heavy. And my thing is right now, I try to get better, but I'm still fucking up. Now, I mean, at the end of the day, I got a support system. They with me, but I'm still fucking up, right? So I was still getting high off of cocaine, which I never told my mom. But it came to realize my mom already found out what I was doing, but she never said nothing to me. And today I told her, like, all right, yeah, I smoke cocaine with such and such. She's like, I already know what you're doing. I mean, you have to tell me. And then on top of that, like Kyle, my PO, and a couple people still giving me chances. And which Kyle told me today was like, look, you might have to go to inpatient. And I denied it. I said, I don't want to go to inpatient. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, then I told him, I'm saying, I want to talk to you to get a couple resources.
Okay.
Figure out, like, how can I deal with this situation I'm going through? Because, I mean, I told him, I said, I want to be clean, but now I'm getting back. Like, I got pulled in too deep. Because when I got pulled in too deep, this feel like it's still fun to me. How I was when I was getting high. You know how I was, you know how, like, you was having fun getting high, drinking and all that. You sort of miss the feeling. You feel the feeling of enjoying yourself. So now I'm in too deep and I missed the feeling. Now I got to that feeling again. Now it's just kind of hard to stop, and I just keep giving them. Well, I'm giving my pure clean yarns, but then I'll turn around and give Kyle dirty yarns. You dig what I'm saying?
I understand.
I'm not taking it personally, John. But just so you know, when you say you're in too deep, John, does that mean you can't pull back, that you can't recover?
Yeah, well, I got to that point where as though I couldn't recover. So now it's like, okay, I'm trying my best, but at the end of the day, I mean, I don't know how to go from here. I mean, because I just believe at the end of the day, I'm really doing too much. So I'm just thinking like at the end of the day, once I was in that situation, I still might fuck up. But I just can't do, I don't know. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. So I'm just trying to get the best advice I can get as of right now. Some resources and some advice right now.
What the best thing to do? I'm DeAndre. I'm definitely an addict. Probably definitely me.
Listen, I appreciate it.
Hey man, look, I've been where you've been at before. Guess what? I had to relinquish the steering wheel. Cause guess what? I kept wanting to hold on to the old things that were killing me. So I needed to relinquish that steering wheel and let my higher power take over and guide me. And sometimes we gotta do the things we don't wanna do. Going back in for 30 or 45 days might be the best thing to do, because then at least you get a brand new start. At least the brand new start you'll get is that you're sitting there, you get a deal with you, and focus on you, and work a plan out for you while you're sitting still. While we still out here in the world, still doing worldly things, our minds is still racing. It's still in that position where I think I can like the little train going up the hill, and you never get up the hill. You'll keep sabotaging and self-sabotaging yourself. So I think for the best thing to do is go back to ground zero. See, nobody wants to go back to ground zero. Ground zero means back to the rehab, back to what I just missed, something I missed in there. Nobody wants to start over from the beginning. We done had a lot of guys that speak to us that's messed up, but nobody wants to go back to the beginning. You gotta revisit. That's what we're talking about. Revisiting. It means to go back again and do it all over again. And nobody wants to start over. That's what's wrong. A lot of people want to start where they left off at, or go back to the mediocrity or the easy points. Nah, bro, you gotta go back to the beginning, figure out where we went wrong at, and start all over again. No matter how many times you have to do it, this is what is necessary. I'm just saying, that's my story. I had to go back to ground zero, be stripped all the way down, and start all over again. That's the only way this thing will work.
But you're talking about doing change. He's talking about doing time. That's where he struggles. I'm sitting in IOP for over a year, or I'm still hanging around people, places, and things. He's done all this effort to be here and do what he's got to do and check off the list, but it's all about doing time rather than doing change. I try to convince my clients all the time, if you're not making the changes, then what are you doing other than just sitting still and doing time? You know how to do time in jail. Why are you doing it on the street, right? And that's one of the things I know John is trying to overcome at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, because what he's saying is I went to jail 6 times. I did juvenile placements. I did county, and my PO telling me, boom, I fuck up again in 2 years in a prison. That state prison. You feel me? So now I'm trying to basically trying to avoid it, but at the end of the day, what he trying to do is not trying to send me there. He on my side, want me to do good. But it's basically what I'm saying is fuck him, fuck Kyle, and fuck everybody else that's trying to help me.
Right.
I'm trying to do this on my own, try to avoid all the help that I want to get. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all been through it.
Yeah. Been there.
I mean, like I told him and like I told everybody different. Only person that can change is you change yourself. Nobody can change you unless you change yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go to rehab, you go to jail, who can change you but yourself? And that's what stage I'm in right now. I have to change myself, even though they help me, but I have to change myself. I gotta want this. I gotta want recovery. I gotta want to be in this stage to be clean and be sober.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What's standing in your way? What's the mental block that's keeping you from excelling into into that mind with that mindset that you seem like you already have your mindset, knowing what you gotta do.
Yeah.
So what's the block? What's blocking you, keeping you from doing that?
Cause I miss the fun of it. I miss the feeling of it.
So you still holding on? You straddling the fence?
Like a crazy ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, like when I came home, I was doing good, but once I started smoking again, I missed the feeling of it, and that's what drug me into it, the feeling and the fun that I had with it. That's what really got me to that point.
Okay, the feeling of it. So
Yeah.
what in your history? Now I'm gonna take you somewhere a lot of people don't want to go. Let's go back to your childhood. Let's go back in time to things that may have been an atrocity or been some crisis in your life. Things that have took like some pigeonhole, strongholds in your life as a kid growing up. Let's go back there.
I got you. What took me to that? Like what drugs and alcohol, whatever?
Yeah, because most of the time the drug is just a band-aid for a minor problem. Right? That's what the drug is. But most of the time there's a deep-rooted issue that keeps me going back and getting that feeling. Was it I didn't get a feeling that hug from mom? I didn't get that acknowledgement from dad. Was I mistreated? I mean, all of that.
All right, let's say this then. I don't care. I put my story out there. Yeah. So back in the day, like long story short, my dad wasn't there for me at the end of the day. I don't give a fuck because once I met him,
Gotta talk about it.
And I didn't give him no respect at all. I never gave him no respect. I'm talking about from a young boy to now, I never gave him no respect. So at the end of the day, it skipped my sisters and it came down to me. All he do is drink beer. You feel what I'm saying? It run in the bloodline of my family. From my uncles to my dad. At the end of the day, it run in my family. But the drug situation, my mom don't do drugs. My dad don't do drugs. My grandma, none of that. My uncle and them or whatever, they do drugs. You feel what I'm saying? But I started doing drugs on my own. Long story short, whatever the situation is, when I started drinking, it ran down to me. None of my sisters, none of that. The drugs, I started on my own. I started with PCP. I started PCP at 17. I came home from placement. I started being around my cousins, you know. They was smoking the joint. It looked like a cigarette. It was dip. I said, let me hit that one time. Let me hit it, whatever. And I started fucking with that. Start blacking out, fucking shit up. People recording, like, damn, you look retarded. Like, you looking this. And at that point, I didn't care. I still did it. So I stopped. Somebody introduced me to smoking hard. So when I started smoking cocaine, I put it in the blood. I roll it up, I smoke it. So till then, I still smoke it now. So at the end of the day, like I'm saying, the beer drinking and all that drinking came from my dad. And drug shit never came from my mom. I chose the drug shit on my own. That's where I started the drugs at on my own. The beer shit come from my dad. And that's one thing right there. My mom did the best she can, because that day she raised me right. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I just wish my dad was here, because when I was playing football, basketball, he haven't seen this shit. I wish he was there for me to accomplish all the things that I done. But I'm not gonna blame him for me doing drugs. At the end of the day, yeah, I could blame him for that shit running in my blood for me drinking. That's the only thing I can't.
But you said something. But you said something really not profound. But you said something really like that caught me right there. My dad could have been here to see my accomplishments. I wish he was around, to see these things transpire in my life.
Right.
Now fuck man, he wasn't there for this. He wasn't there for that. Man, fuck that, man. I done accomplishment. He done bailed out, man. Let me get another one. Yeah. That's the way we band-aid what we feel. You talking about it now, so instead of picking up the joint, picking up the things, the bottles, talk about it. Because it's really bothering me because he's not there. He wasn't there. I heard it just came out. It may sound insignificant to you, but it's a major, it definitely is a major. because you still holding on to that resentment with him. Let's take a look at it.
Do they got programs out here for dealing with the youth? They got youth programs?
Yeah.
You in Brookhaven? You in Chester? Where you at?
In Chester.
Oh, you're in Chester. Okay, all right. You know, how I got my 17 years, bro, just like helping other people, right? Because even though I still had the monkey on my back, helping people really helped save my life. It's like you stepping outside of yourself, and when you start to really have sympathetic and empathy for other people, and then you get to see how you helping people, because you know you're well spoken, you know you got a lot of energy, and I can tell that you can help a lot of people. The youth and the senior citizens is two population that's totally neglected. The youth and senior citizens, right? So I'm not saying going in there to go talk to old people and walkers and all of that, but my whole point is to reach out of your comfort zone to help somebody else. Helping people helps us. That helps me stay out of trouble. That helped me keep me clean. Helping other recovering addicts, right? That's if you don't want to go into an inpatient program, because it was hard to do it on the streets, to stay sober on the streets. I had to go in, just me, so I can sit still, get my mind right, and guess what? Everything you want now, it will come greater later. You feel what I'm saying? And that's another thing, you got to divorce those feelings. It's time for us to grow up. We men, we're not boys. You feel what I'm talking about? Yes, your father played a part on you, but at the same time, we can't keep holding that and bringing that to existence. That's behind us. Our job right now, brother, is to what? To step up to the plate, be men, find out what you want to do with your life, and get the right support around you that can help you, flourish you, nourish you, water you, sunlight you, so you grow into a powerful tree. But that takes time. But it takes time, but it starts with what? Staying sober. That's first. That's first. And it's not going to be easy. You follow me? I wish we had more time. Because all our job right now, within like 10 or 15 minutes, is to plant seeds. That's all we can do. You follow what I'm saying? Plant the seeds of hope into your life, brother. That you guys see, the enemy comes to fight us. Why? Because he know if we get free, we save a lot of people. Because the worst criminals, the worst dope fiends become the best advocates who sincerely want to change. You follow me? So the enemy is fighting you to stay on the dark side.
Change we must, or die we will.
Yes, that's the spiritual warfare. But the more you talk about it, the better you start to feel. And how's your connection with your higher power? Are you in prayer? Are you a Christian? Are you a Muslim? Because that's the foundation. Spirituality is the foundation. So I'm connected to the innate text. I'm connected to the Word of God. I'm connected to the what? To the Quran. I'm making meetings. I got a sponsor. I'm letting another man guide my life. And that takes humility, brother. You know what I'm talking about? But that's the stabilization that we all need, because we cannot do it by ourselves. Kyle got help. I got help. DeAndre got help. These brothers in here, we all got help. Bruce Lee had a trainer. Mike Tyson had a trainer. Michael Jordan, trainers. Everybody great had trainers. So it's arrogant and it's nonsense to think that nobody can help us. The devil is a liar. So we got to get out of here, get out of our own way, understand that it's God leading you. Like he said, take your hands off the steering wheel, brother, because the more we hold on, we crash and we burn. And you're a good brother, young brother. You got a lot of gifts and talents in you. And the enemy's going to what? Try to stop you from what? Let it manifest. The richest piece of real estate other than Africa
is the grave.
Is the grave. Because a lot of men went to the grave and took their talents and gifts with them. Because they never let it manifest. It's a school in PA called Bridgeway. It's a school they don't teach science, English, social studies. It's a drug and alcohol school for kids that's on drug and alcohol. These are some of the resources that you can do. It's a drug and alcohol school. You did drugs. You can talk to the kids. It might probably make you want to stay off of drugs, because you start to see helping them and see them blossom. And you give yourself credit through God to work through you to touch those kids. You follow what I'm talking about? That's like I said, we don't have that much time, brother, but the time that we do got is plant seeds, hoping that you will listen and take into account that your life is more important than anything you're trying to hold on to. You can hold on to death, and to a real physical death. I like sex, but look, all coochie ain't good coochie. You understand what I'm about? Without a doubt. Go tricking and get tricked.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Go sell drugs and your best friend will get you killed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That lifestyle, man, is nothing but death, man. That's it. You follow me? Yeah, soldier. Yeah, we gonna get your number. I need your number. Get that number to Kyle. Can I get the number from Kyle from you? From Kyle?
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
And do us a favor. Try to find out in Chester what's the programs in Chester, so maybe we can unite together. I know one of the guys I know. I forgot his name. He used to go here, right? I talked to him like 2 weeks ago. His mother used to be a counselor at City Hall, and his mother was on the board of trying to make Chester a better place to live. Because when you look at it, Chester don't really have too much other than the prison and Ferreira's casino. That's it.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. Exactly.
And you get bored being here. Right, exactly. So nothing to do but get in trouble and get high. If I doubt. Yes.
So yeah, you get the number from Kyle. I got you.
All right, soldier. I love you, man. We love you.
I love you too, bro.
All right. God bless you. How much time you got clean now?
Man, just for the day.
All right.
All right.
God bless you.
Good place to start.
Huh?
Good place to start.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's good right there. That's good. How much time we got, Kyle? What time you got?
We got
We talking about overcome relapse, soldier. We talking about overcoming relapse.
it's 8 o'clock. You got a little bit of time.
Okay, all right. Close-minded. Anybody mind open?
Good.
Gotta be open, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
open-minded.
All right. So I don't watch The Messenger. We listen to the what?
The message.
The message. People who watch The Messenger, they miss the what?
The message.
Very good. Ignorance means not to know. Do everybody know what we suffer from?
Mm-hmm.
Who studies their opponent?
The disease, right? What
You
you say?
study your opponent.
Oh, yeah.
You study how he moves on offense and on defense. He
Uh-huh.
moves on both.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Ignorance. Is this cunning?
Baffling
And powerful.
Very
and
good.
insidious
That's right.
and fatal.
Very
Yes,
good.
yes.
Very intelligent. Very patient.
And wants us all in the casket with the same eulogy.
Same eulogy.
Oh,
If they would have just stopped drinking and drugging, they would not be in this casket dead before their time. No, still attached to people, places, and things. Like I was just talking to the young man right there. We got to detach from people, detach from places, and detach from what? Those
One of the
things.
hardest things to do there.
Huh?
We got a question from Juanita.
Oh, how you doing, Juanita?
Hey, Miss Juanita.
Juanita, you're on mute. There you go.
Hey, DeAndre and Derek, I think I'll call you guys D squared.
Mm-hmm.
I have something, okay, I like your reads. I like your reads because they give you reasons.
Hmm.
And Derek, one thing that you guys didn't touch on, and one thing that I go through, okay, you said coping and conquering. I like that, I really do. But I am in a lot of pain. And every so often, that pain makes me want to pick up. I'm an alcoholic, I love to drink. I'm in a good spot right now, but I can't conquer pain. So you guys didn't talk about pain. Where does pain, am I physical, but there's emotional, mental, spiritual, there's a lot of pain out there that you guys didn't touch on.
Okay, okay. All right, pain, okay. You want to speak on that first?
What,
Go
the
ahead.
physical pain?
Yeah, pain in general.
Just in pain in general?
Yeah.
How about your higher power? No. You reach out to your higher power? Talk to your higher power? Because even with a drink, it's not gonna take the pain away. It might band-aid it.
A temporary.
Yeah, it'll band-aid it for a little bit. But you need to get something a lot more stronger than the alcohol.
What's your name again?
Juanita.
Juanita. And pain, like I look at it like this, Miss Juanita. Pain produces power. The more pain, the more power. If we can try to conquer it. Pain is what? They say pain is optional. No, so pain is inevitable.
Pain is inevitable.
Suffering is what? Optional. All right? So so pain is going to happen. Physical, mental, spiritual is how we respond to the what? Pain. Easy said than what? Done. My grandmother died in the Bronx, in the hospital. I wish I spent more time with her. That was emotional pain, psychological pain, spiritual pain. But guess what? I didn't use. Yes, she's moving on. But all the time, all I got right now is just a memory of what? My grandmother. And that was a lot of what? A lot of pain. Because death is the ultimate blow. We all gonna die. It's inevitable. It's like we had to accept it. So when I accept it, I can surrender to it. Easy said than what? Done. But you got to look at your pain as power. And your pain can bless somebody else's pain. Like I was telling the brother, could we get pain shared? Is pain what?
Pain
lesson.
And pain's a motivator.
Yes.
Pain is a motivator. It can help push you into the right direction or into the wrong direction.
That's right.
So it's we need to definitely push it into positive direction.
Look at black folks, how we was on that plantation, picking cotton for years, a lot of pain. But through the pain, they're still dancing, jumping the broom, and listen, having babies, and generation to generation, in spite of the pain that we endured. Look at the Jewish people, what they've been through. I forgot what the movie was. They said, how can y'all be having sex and having a good time playing cards when you know we might die any minute? They said, we got to make the best of the moment. Cancer patients who are dying, they said, those who are positive live a bit longer than a person who's what? Negative. Because it's a true story. One guy said his mother, they gave his grandmother 2 years to live. She died in 2 months because she was negative. Gave his father 6 months to live. He wound up living to 6 years. Because he was what? Positive. Huh?
Nah, I feel you I need it, but sometimes I appreciate it.
Yeah, but in spite.
I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off.
No.
You good, bro? Where you talk? Man, you can get through this shit, bro. Like, you can get through it. It's like everything is harder than that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm still fucking with them. I don't even be craving the hard no more with the fucking walk. Right. The walk fuck with me though, but I ain't going out like that, bro. I know what I like. I know what I want. You know what I'm saying? Feel you? Can't this shit beat you, bro. Can't this shit beat you. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's we from where we see the results. You feel me? I'm from the city too. Like we see the results. You feel me? Right. Like, I don't want to be one of them. And nothing against them. I could judge them type of people. Now here I am. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah.
But you know what? They've been where you are. There are type of people. They've been where you've been.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So now the thing is, like, I know my man's not on me today. He's not on me today, like, why you see the fire. You know it's hot over there. Why you keep jumping in it? Right. You know it's hot. You feel me? That's why, man, so, like, you know better. Like, you personally, you know better. Like, you know better. You know the end results. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you gave it, and then he got a daughter, like, my daughter is his cousin. So now we family. You feel what I'm saying? We consider each other family. Now, like, yo, like, what you want about, what can I tell my daughter? You feel what I'm saying? Right. Explain this shit to my daughter. Or somebody like, man, your pop ain't shit. Your pop used to do, you know what I mean? Like, now he out here. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's things like that. Like, I don't know, like, for me, pride fucks, my pride makes me want to get better. You know what I'm saying? I don't like being embarrassed. Like, that's why I don't have people to get high with. Because my friends, people I associate with are people that get high. You feel me? Yeah. People that, so. That's one thing. But now,
guys.
Being embarrassed makes me want to be better. Like, I know, like, we should burn on people and shit like that. You know, burn on people like that. Now, I know I can't wear that. I know I can't do that. I know I can't, you know what I mean? Right. But now,
Guys, the discussion you're doing is really good, and I am so sorry to interrupt you, but we're gonna bring it back to Derek and DeAndre so they can finish up their presentation. Just give us a little bit of time with that. Thank you. Go ahead.
You back with the pain? So we're saying about this?
Whatever you need to do.
Okay, all right. So keep talking about the pain, all right, sis? When you look at people who make great records, great performers, a lot of them been with a lot of pain. Look at the guy from South Africa. What was his name? Who had 2 prosthetic legs and won the Olympics?
Astoria.
Yeah.
I can't think of his first name.
Yeah.
Won the Olympics with metal legs.
Right.
And then he killed his girlfriend later on. Yeah. Who knows? Who figured?
So,
Who knew?
So my whole point is reach out to people that you do know, the people that you don't know. And like Joyce Meyer, she's a good person to listen to. People that's spiritual, to keep feeding your spirit. Because even though you're dealing through pain, if you keep feeding your spirit, it raises your esteem. And despite what you're going through, you can get through, conquer it, cope with it, even though you're dealing with pain. But understand, pain produces beautiful melodies. People who live lives, who've been in pain, when they come through it, they have beautiful testimonies. But the root of it is pain. All right? Excuses, overcoming relapse. I can make excuses. Why I relapse? I use because I wanted to use. Who quit the process because it seemed it's too hard? I started to doubt the process, doubt me, so I gave up.
And then start cutting corners.
Right.
You don't want to do the full process, so I cut corners.
Here's a big one, ladies and gentlemen. The journey, not the destination. What are they talking about? The journey, not the destination. That's very important.
All the things that we're going to go through along this way, all the setbacks, the pain, the sorrows, the suffering, everything we're going to deal with is the journey. The destination is going to be the places that we're going to reach. Back to our home, back to our families, back to our good jobs, our careers. That's the destination. But we can't get it mistaken. We got to definitely stay on the journey, even when we get back to them things. The journey still continues.
Very good, y'all. Wiser. When I relapsed, it made me more wiser. Anybody been there before? More wiser. All right, what not to do, who to look out for. Those
my
traps.
Relapse made me wiser.
Yes.
Each one of my relapses made me wiser. It made me look at everything through those spiritual eyes you talk about. How I needed to be able to touch on everything, talk about everything. I don't care if you stomp your toe in the morning, talk about it. You know what I mean? Whatever you do to yourself, talk about it. Because we use over feelings. And that could be a good excuse to go get one. Man, my toe's still hurting from this morning. I think I need a cold beer. Bang. Then open the floodgates for something else to happen.
What's the difference between isolation and solitude?
I'm in there, but I gotta go.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow, John.
God bless, John. Take care.
All right.
Wiser decisions. All right. Hanging with people that know more than me. My mama said, if everybody think like you, you need new friends.
Yeah.
Right. Your circle,
mine too.
Your circle is it's not operational, right? For real. Everybody think like you. Y'all robots. Y'all mimicking each other, all right? Y'all all dying spiritually. Boundaries. When I relapse, enough times, it's time for me to what? To set boundaries. Yes. People who smoke around us, gotta go. People who drinking around us, can't have that. People playing mind games, can't have that. 3-color Molly. Gaslighting, yes. All of that. Because boundaries, what? Let people know what?
That's how far they can go with us.
They know us.
Very good.
How to get to us.
And we got to set firm what?
Limits.
That's right.
And boundaries on how much can before we go over the top. Get away.
Very good. Very good. All right. Open-minded. Everybody open-minded today? Definitely. After a relapse, got me more open-minded. Now I'm really listening to Kyle. You know what I'm talking about? Everything he was saying, I wasn't trying to hear it. All right? I was blaming my job. I'm coming here late. I'm tired. I really don't hear nothing. But guess what? Since I relapsed, it opened me up to be more open-minded, to set boundaries, and to be wiser, stay on the journey, not the destination. And I'm not quitting the process this time. I'm in it until they bury me. How about listening?
In it to win.
Everybody listening today? Is that important?
It's a skill.
Yes. It's an art to listen. It said listen to learn.
And learn to listen.
Very good. Now I love deeper. I love me deeper. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Agape love. Unconditional. All the mistakes, all the bad decisions, we still gotta love
ourselves.
That's right. What happened to the man or woman who can't love themselves? What can happen to them?
It's gonna be isolated. They're their own person.
Very good. Can I get high again?
Themselves.
Can I get high again? Can I drink again?
Take them right back to the
You
clock.
can do what you want.
Right, okay.
You can do what you want.
That's true. That's right. But if I love me, I'm not going to put poison in me. That's
You're not
right.
going to go that route. You have the
go.
faith and belief that you can do it.
Very
You're
good.
do it.
Very good. And love is what? Self-care is what? What's some attributes of self-care? Doing what?
talking how you feel, waking up on a good note, get things going. Gratitude.
Very good.
Love, taking care of yourself,
Very good.
physically, mentally, emotionally, exercise, eating right. I think he said it
Taking
earlier,
yourself to the
eating right.
movies.
Doing things, yeah.
Taking yourself out to
Giving
dinner.
yourself a reward for doing what's right in your eyes. Not having and then just doing what's right to have other people say, hey, you're doing good. That's a reward within itself. When you can go out and help somebody and listen to them.
Very good.
Remember, the road to hell is paved in gold, man, but I'm not going that route.
Good.
All right, my man. I can see him as a therapist, a counselor. Forgiveness, is that important?
Absolutely.
I asked my brother right here, do we forgive ourselves? If I can't forgive me, can I get high again, DeAndre?
Absolutely.
How about you, Emmett? If I can't forgive me?
No doubt.
But I gotta forget it. Easy said than what?
Done.
Very good. Except to surrender. Maybe they always yell about surrender. Surrender to what?
To win.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's what letting go of what? Control.
Sometimes you gotta surrender to win. Like you just said.
That's right.
Surrender ain't always bad.
That's right.
No, it's not bad at all.
A lot of stuff in recovery is not bad with it, you know. It's how you interpret it and how your state of mind is when you want to recover. You can go by the bad side or the good side. There's always a positive to a negative. It depends on your thought process.
Mm-hmm. We do Goose Out Essential.
And that's by defective character. Get rid of that crazy shit.
We do Goose Out Essential out Delaware, and a guy, he was talking about how when he loved control and when his life got unmanageable from drinking and drugging, it was hard for him to what? To let go of that control. And that's where frustration came. Because he thought he wanted what? Be the captain of his ship. It was hard for him to let go. So it was hard for him to surrender because he had no acceptance.
And he was on a sinking ship.
Yeah, he's on a sinking ship. He think he knows he can do this and that. Complacency.
Very good. How about purpose? My relapse, overcoming my relapse. I found my purpose. I like working in this field right here. I like helping people. I'm going to take me some classes. I want to be a certified peer specialist.
That's what I keep telling him. I still got it on my phone, CRS.
Yeah.
Make a great one. Faith. We talked about it earlier. My faith was in the wrong place. Now my faith is in the what? Right place. Right. How about this right here? Meetings, sponsorships, and what? Step work. Is that important?
Absolutely.
Why is that important?
Keep going.
Okay.
There's a word for that too. What keeps us insane? What keeps us sane and clean and sober?
It is the roadmap.
Sobriety, connection is that.
It's the roadmap. It is definitely the roadmap to that recovery that you're looking for.
Yep.
The last one, read, study, and apply. So stinking thinking can die.
Yeah.
Read, study, and apply. So stinking thinking can die. Why is reading important? If you're trying to train,
the more you know, the more you read, the more you know. Knowledge.
Very good.
The more you read, the more you learn about the disease and how it can move.
Reading, knowledge can be power in a good way.
Yeah. Everybody falling in love with being sober today? How about y'all out there listening? Do y'all fall in love with being sober? That's important. When you fall in love with sober, when I fall in love with being sober, getting high will never be an option. Because I'm in love with what? Me today. Not vanity, not ego, not pride, just self-love, godly love, you know? And then I read to make sure, because we got to thoroughly wash the what? The brain out. We got to. So something spiritual every day helps feed my spirit, change the way I think, change the way I look at women, change the way I look at the opposite sex or different cultures or different nationalities or different ethnicities. All of that plays a part in me moving about with my hands and with my eye gates and my ear gates and with my feet walks. All that's really important because this anatomy right here always got me in trouble. But today, my anatomy is keeping me jail-free, drug-free, stress-free, and sucker-free. We're connected to the true source. That G-O-D. All right? Everybody good? I had a great time, man.
All right. Always have a good time.
Connection. We know when we be back, maybe like once a month, we'll see what happens. All right?
Thank you, guys.
God bless y'all. All
right. God bless y'all.
Take care, y'all. God bless you. We love y'all.
God bless y'all.
Who woke us up?
God grant us serenity to accept the things we cannot change. Courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. God's will, not mine, be done.
Amen.
All right, love y'all.
John, we got you, John. He gave us your number already.
Right.
All right.
All right, guys.
All right,
Have a
Larry.
good night.
I'll
and
see
we'll
you
see you
tomorrow night,
tomorrow
man. You
on
coming
Zoom
down,
or in
or-
person. Stay safe.
Oh boy, I don't know.